Good morning, everybody. I can't believe we're here the last Wednesday of the school year. I have a lot of names today, so you're going to have to get like a pencil and paper and start jotting these down as we go because, I got a lot of friends. I got to name some names today. And we'll see where we go from there. If I don't get to your name today, well, I guess we'll have to do a video tomorrow. Won't we now? All right, folks, let's start with page 510 from yesterday, some division problems. So we have 84 and 7/10 divided by 7, so we know that there's no decimal right here showing. Yes, there's always a decimal, but there's nothing that we have to worry about moving here. So all we're going to do is move this decimal straight up. 7 goes into, let me make that a little bit neater, make that a big fat decimal. 7 goes into 8 one time, we subtract. You get 1, bring down your 4. 7 goes into 14 twice. All right, subtract, bring down your 7. And 7 goes into it one time. So our answer here is 12 and 1/10. So I'm going to make a little room there. And let's start with our first names. Carly and Chloe, 2 great students from Mr. Hunsinger's class. Carly and Chloe. But there's more. There's more names. All right. And if you ever want to play Carly and Friends trivia, don't, because you will lose. So here we have a decimal in our divisor. So we have to move that decimal. We're going to move it one time to move it right here. And that means that we're going to have to move it right here one time. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend our line there. We're going to put our 0 here, and that's where we're going to put our decimal. We're going to bring it straight up, as always. So now instead of saying 5 and 6/10, what we're really saying is 56. So I can actually remove that to make it a little less confusing. We're going to say it goes into this 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. We subtract. We get 0. Bring down your 0. It goes in there 0 times. So our answer is going to be 30. Should have left myself a little bit more room. All right, 2 more students' names. We have Wes and Robbie. Wes and Robbie, both awesome math students. So next up we have number 3. We do not have a decimal here in the divisor. We just have it in the dividend, so we're going to bring it straight up. 23 goes into 73. What do you guys think? 3 times? 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. When we subtract, we get 4. You're going to bring down your 6, all right? 23 goes into 46 twice. But remember, where am I going to place this? I said 23 goes into 73 3 times. And that 3 should have gone above the 3 just like I have it. So it means when we say 23 goes into 46, 2 times, we're going to have to put that 2 behind our decimal. So 2 times 23 is 46. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Let's erase. And while we're doing that, we have 2 more names. We have Ava and Jenna. Ava and Jenna. Some just really nice students. Ava and Jenna. Awesome math students, too. All right, number 4. We have 816 divided by 5 and 1/10. And we don't want the number 4 there to confuse you, but we want to make sure it's still there. All right, so we're going to move our decimal one time, get rid of it, move it one time to over here, and bring it straight up. So now we have 51, goes into 81 once. 1 times 51 is 51. You subtract and get 30, which is great because 30 is less than 51. Bring down our 6. Now, how many times do you think it goes into 306? I'm going to say 6 times. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. We get 0. And, of course, bring down your last 0. 51 goes into 0. 0 times. You can't forget that step. I mean, that's... Even if you feel like you're not great at this division of decimals, and that's fine. I mean, you literally have watched one video on it. But this regular long division, All right, remembering like I still got to bring that 0. I still have to say, could 51 go into 0? No, it goes in there 0 times. We put a 0 up here. Those are the things I'm talking about, that you can't miss those steps. All right, next step for our names, Alexis and Miles. Alexis and Miles. From Mrs. Lee / Mrs. Go's room. Great students. Number 5. We're going to do 3 2/10 into 86 4/10. All right. We're going to move it once here. We're going to move it once here. So this is a good one because here we didn't have to add a 0, but we still had to move that decimal. We're going to bring it straight up. So again, rewrite it after you do that if that's going to clean it up a little for you. If it's going to make it a little bit easier to see. Your hands are probably smaller than mine. When I erase with my finger, I take out city blocks. All right. Can 32 go into 86? Yes. Goes in there twice. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. We subtract, we get 22. Let's bring down that 4, okay? And you're probably thinking, well, how am I going to know how many times 32 goes into 224 if I'm not over here on the side? Well, I start thinking, okay, what times 2 equals 4? Well, 2, that's not really going to help me, right? But maybe, well, I know if I do a 7 times 2, I get 14. I would put the 4 there. So let's try 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry that 1. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. And voila. We have our answer, 27. So I did get a question last night about how to do something with division. I want to show you. It's how to divide and use your remainder as a decimal. But before we do that, we have 2 more names, Lilia and Madeline. Lilia and Madeline. So if we have a problem like 137 divided by 5, we know 5 goes into 13 twice, right? We get 3, bring down your 7. 5 goes into 37 5 times. 5 times 5 is 35. And we subtract and we get 2, right? You with me so far? Of course you are. So normally we put that R there, right? That R2. But this time we're going to do something different. So we're not going to put that R. We're not going to show that 2 is just a remainder. Because that's what the question was. How do I show it as a decimal? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to place a decimal right here. Because that was the end of the original number, right? 137. And so you have to bring that decimal straight up. And we're going to extend our line here. So what did we do? We placed a decimal right here, which there always was one. We just didn't write it. And we brought it straight up. Now we're going to add a 0. So now we're going to bring that 0 down. And then we're going to divide again. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. We get 0. So our answer here, instead of saying 25 remainder 2, we would actually say 25 4 tenths. If you want to watch more videos on this, I'll probably do another one. I might do another part of this tomorrow. But you can always go to Khan Academy and pull up division with decimals or remainders as decimals and search what they have. So, a couple more names. We have Olivia S. and Wong. We also have Eddie from Mr. Hunsinger's room and Corinne. So, man, how many names do we name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 names. It's like 7 days of videos. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later today.